So spake she, and our high hearts consented thereto. So then in the daytime she would weave the mighty web, and in the nighttime unravel the same, when she had let place the torches by her. Thus, for the space of 3 years, she hid the thing by craft, and beguiled the minds of the Achaeans. But when the 4th year arrived, and the seasons came round, then at the last one of her women who knew all declared it, and we found her unraveling the splendid web. Thus she finished it perforce, and sore against her will. But as for thee, the wooers make thee answer thus, that thou mayest know it in thine own heart, thou and all the Achaeans. Send away thy mother, and bid her to be married to whomsoever her father commands, and whoso is well-pleasing unto her. But if she will continue for long to vex the sons of the Achaeans, pondering in her heart those things that Athene hath given her beyond women, knowledge of all fair handiwork, yea, and cunning wit and wiles, so be it. Such wiles as hers we have never yet heard that any even of the women of old did know, of those that aforetime were fair-tressed Achaean ladies, Tyro, and Alcmene, and Mycenae, with the bright crown. Not one of these in the imaginations of their hearts was like unto Penelope. Yet herein, at least, her imagining was not good. For in despite of her the wooers will devour thy living and thy substance, so long as she is steadfast in such purpose as the gods now put within her breast. Great renown for herself she winneth, but for thee regret for thy much livelihood. But we will neither go to our own lands, nor otherwhere, till she marry that man whom she will of the Achaeans. Antinous is continuing to just be very abrasive here. What's he saying? Let's break that down, and then we're going to go into Penelope. He's further breaking down Telemachus's accusations, saying that when Telemachus said, if she's to be remarried, let her go home and let her father choose. All of you being around here trying to woo her is doing no good. And Antinous is like, yeah, okay, fine, send her home and let her dad choose. But until she does that, which she hasn't, we're going to stick around and eat your shit, man. He's doubling down on their behavior, their situation, and putting the blame at the feet of Penelope. Now, Penelope is being a little crafty here. There's a lot of information brought forth about Penelope in today's passage. Let's start at the end and go back to what she's actually doing here. So, Athena, apparently, is the divine source of Penelope's skill, and maybe her cleverness with her weaving, which makes sense because Athena is the goddess of wisdom, skill, and cunning. So it would make sense that if she isn't the source, that she would be pointed to as the source. But also, Antinous is somewhat putting Athena on blast by saying that Athena gave her all these godly skills, and she's using them for putting, stress in men's hearts. I mean, his sentiments, not mine. Antinous is a consummate politician here. He's really trying to seize control of this narrative and reframe everything, and I don't like him. But I'm not going to say he's bad at what he's doing. He is certainly going at it with gusto. But let's talk specifically about what she's doing, Penelope is doing to ward off these wooers while she awaits confirmation one way or the other of Odysseus, whether he's dead or is he returning. Basically, Penelope is weaving a death shroud for Laertes. Laertes was Odysseus's father and a man of goodly possession. And so a death shroud was woven before someone died, when it was possible to do so, and was necessary for kind of social conventions for religious reasons. They were burial cloths, and they were a woman's responsibility. Now, I don't have all of the details as to whose responsibility in the lineage it is to create the death shroud for any given man. Is it the daughter of the man? Is it the daughter-in-law of the man? If the man doesn't have a daughter, is it the daughter-in-law? Is it the firstborn? I don't know. I don't know what any of that is. Whose responsibility it is to weave these death shrouds. But that's what she's creating. She's creating an artifact of respect, religious significance for a man of regard in Ithaca. But she has recognized an opportunity here. She has essentially told these very aggressive men, who will not leave her alone, when the shroud is finished, I will choose one of you as a husband. But this is where her cleverness comes in. While she weaves, she works on the death shroud by day, she's weaving it, but then at night when no one's around, she unweaves what she did the day before, thus keeping everything permanently unfinished. She's always going to be working on this thing, thus indefinitely delaying the moment she has to choose a husband. And maybe worth mentioning as well, God, I'm not an expert on this. I'm a little nervous to go into it. So I'm approaching this with as much respect as I can, not being an expert on it. So just bear with me, please. The woman's place in this culture and society, Penelope can't do much about all of these men coming after her. This delaying tactic with the weaving and unweaving is about as crafty as she can get to delay the inevitable. She can't call an assembly. She can't call these men out. She can't, go to these men's fathers and say, for shame your sons. She can't threaten force on them. So she's doing whatever she can in her position to buy herself time, to alleviate. It's not really alleviating, it's just delaying the situation. I like that it's giving her a little autonomy and making her proactive in her own fate, even despite the expectations of women's place in this time and culture. I would be curious if audiences of the time found this to be scandalous. Like, how much are we on the side of Penelope and Telemachus in this scenario? Would audiences of the time have maybe not sympathized, but understood Antinous and his situation and thought that what Penelope's doing might be a little scandalous? I don't know. I'd be curious. But I think it's impossible to say that Penelope isn't acting intelligently with intention, and that the wooers are being entitled, they're being aggressive, and I'd like to think those are timeless values that we carry with us as a human species. But I don't know. Look at the times we live in. All right, that's all I've got for today. Join me here tomorrow when we find out what the reaction to Antinous' rebuttal has been. Until then, okay, goodbye. Odyssey is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. The show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Odyssey, written by Homer. Theme song by Neuroflow. You can support this show and other shows like it by going to patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.